let's get into our predictions for AEW Full Gear 2025. Let's kick things off with Mercedes Moné versus Chris Statlander. Statlander defending the AEW Women's Championship against Moné. Now, Moné has fought for this championship before when Toni Storm was champion, and she lost. And I predict, and I know this is going to be a big prediction, but I think Moné is going to lose again. And the reasoning for that is very simple, and that is that this isn't a double championship match. I think if Moné was going to win, the way that they set this match up when they both held those titles up before, I think it would have been a double title match.
I disagree though, Ben. I'm going to take Mercedes Moné winning the AEW Women's Championship. I feel like her downfall will start at World's End, but I think that she'll get the trilogy win over Chris.
I really think when Moné wins the AEW Women's Championship, she's not going to have all the other belts, and it's just going to be focused on the main belt. So I don't foresee Mercedes Moné winning this match on the show tomorrow. So no, I got to go with you, Ben. I'm going Chris Statlander tomorrow.
We need to move on to talk about another championship match, a TNT championship match. Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. I believe if Mark Briscoe loses, he has to join the Don Callis family. And for that point, I think that kind of makes this quite predictable. I do think Mark Briscoe has to win, and I think this is a terrible, terrible decision. I like Mark Briscoe. I don't think he needs a belt right now. Kyle Fletcher is the future of this business, the future of AEW, and right now I think he should have a long reign, a long and dominant reign with that TNT championship.
This has the ringings of when Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson, whichever one you want to call him, had to join the Wyatts. So I think Briscoe's losing this, and he's going to become a part of the Don Callis family, and they're going to treat him bad.
I do honestly actually think now you've said that, that's what I want them to do. I'm completely sold on the idea, but the reason why I don't think that will happen is they've just spent tons of money on this conglomeration video package, where they've done these new graphics, this new like American comedy type entrance for them. Mm-hmm. Surely they wouldn't have spent all that for them to break up, or for the main character in that video to be out of it after a couple of weeks.
Sure they would.
The fact that he brought up Daniel Bryan and the Wyatts, man, I'll never forget that. And I was actually going to spin it to that angle because I see something very similar happening where Mark Briscoe breaks the Don Callis family from inside.
Up next, let's talk about the $1 million six-man tag team match. I hate this gimmick. I think it's so silly. But in this one example, I think it works because the Young Bucks, they need money and they got an opportunity to get some money. They will be teaming up with Josh Alexander to take on Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express. But unfortunately for the Don Callis family, I think this is going to go wrong. Very, very wrong. Because I do predict that the Young Bucks are going to actually just not help Josh Alexander at the end of the match. And they're not going to beat up Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega will get the win. And we'll start to see the Elite being reformed.
We agree because I feel like Kenny and Jurassic Express are going to win. It's going to be a scenario where probably Josh Alexander and Don Callis family, they're going to hold up Omega, right? And they're going to tell him, hit the BTE trigger, hit it. They're going to hesitate, and it's ultimately going to lead to their downfall.
Make it 3 for 3, man, because definitely you don't bring Kenny Omega back like this just to have him lose the match. So
up next, let's talk about the AEW Tag Team Championships, because personally I believe this is the hardest match on the card to predict right now. Because on one hand, I love Brodito. I think they could and should hold the tag titles for a lot longer. On the other hand, I think with the story they're telling, FTR are going to win these belts because I do think we are going to be heading towards them facing Cope and Christian for them.
I can never bet against Brodito. Like every time I've been on one of these and Brodito has a match, I got to give it to him, and they haven't let me down yet. So I'm going Brodito for the win.
I'm with you. I can't pick against Brodito. At All In, I said it as a joke, like, oh, Brodito's going to win. And they literally won. So you know what? For that reason alone, I'm going to say Brodito retains.
This is the 4-way tag match. Talk about stipulations I don't like. I think this match absolutely sucks, right? Because it's the semi-finalist in the women's tag team tournament. But the winner gets to choose the stipulation for their match in the semifinals. Firstly, why does the semifinals have a stipulation and the rest of the tournament hasn't? I don't like that to begin with. But if you're going to do it, I think this should be a 8-woman tag match where you have 2 of the teams on one side and then 2 of the teams on the other. So then one team gets to choose, their stipulations for both of the matches. That would make a lot more sense than only one team for just one match getting to pick. It's all very, very bizarre to me. But I do think the team which is going to win here is going to be the Babes of Wrath.
I'm going to have to go with Tony and Mina Shirakawa, man.
I think Marina and Megan Bayne are going to win. Their stipulation is going to be some type of extreme match, and then Tony and Mina are going to get the win because Mina lost Blood and Guts. So I feel like it's going to be them splitting it apart with Tony and Mina winning it all. But for this specific match, Marina and Megan Bayne are going to take the W.
All 3 of us going for different names. So do you guys know what that's going to mean?
None of them are going to win.
Sisters of Sin are actually going to win. Yeah, Sisters of Sin and Avenue, betting odds favorites probably. Darby Allin will be facing the man who, in my opinion, is going to be the new leader of the Death Riders, Pac.
Darby Allin, when he's not doing crazy stuff, when he's not just out here trying to hurt himself, he can put on a good match. So I'm calling right now, Darby Allin versus Pac will be match of the night. Pac gets a big win, but Darby Allin reminds people that he can go in just a regular match where he's not jumping off of a scaffold or diving through glass.
My prediction here is I'm unsure if you can have Pac lose here but still justify him turning. But what if Pac blames his loss on Moxley and him not having the Death Riders in order? Because equally, I don't think you can do this entire program where you built up to Darby Allin beating Moxley to then have Darby lose. So I'm going to predict Darby Allin, and that's my thinking.
I'm going to go Pac here because I feel like the story they're telling right now is if we believe Pac is going to be the leader, if Moxley can't beat Darby and Pac beats Darby clean, it's like saying we don't need Moxley. He's just holding us back.
Up next, we got the Casino Gauntlet match.
I feel like I want to say Ricochet because I feel like Ricochet has done such a great job in AEW, and I feel like this could potentially tease like some tension between the Hurt Syndicate. So I feel like I'm gonna go Ricochet here.
First ever, AEW national championship. You got to put it on a national hero. You got to put it on the guy who served in the U.S. military. You got to put it on Bobby Lashley.
I'm actually firstly going to start by saying, Des, I think you're right. I think it's Ricochet.
All right.
But you guys didn't predict when I went Babes of Wrath. You guys went different. So I'll go different than you, Des. Just for the sake of it. I'll go Shelton Benjamin. Yeah, there we are. We've gone for the 3 people who were announced, but in different orders. Let's talk about Jon Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly. Easiest match on the card to predict, Kyle O'Reilly.
Jon Moxley is going to destroy Kyle O'Reilly tomorrow night.
I think that is an absolute insane prediction, aren't you? You don't think that Moxley's going to lose and get kicked out here. They've done this entire losing storyline. He is going downward spiral. You think they're just going to end it?
I think he's going to beat Kyle O'Reilly handily, and they could still kick him out.
I'm going to go Jon Moxley winning here. I don't think the turn is going to happen at Full Gear. In fact, I think it's going to happen at World's End because I feel like Moxley's world is going to end at World's End. I feel like that's what they're planning towards.
Anyway, main event time. Hangman Page versus Samoa Joe. I'm really looking forward to this match. Really am. Steel Cage. It is going to be brutal and it is going to be fantastic. But I also think it is going to be predictable because my prediction, and I believe I'm going to be correct on this one, is Hangman Adam Page.
Every time I think Hangman Adam Page is going to lose the belt, he just Cody Rhodes his way to a victory. Like he just never gives up. In the end, Hangman Adam Page is going to pull it out.
Samoa Joe, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. I love the guy, but I don't think he's going to win. I'm taking Cowboy Expletive Hangman Adam Page winning the AEW World Championship, defending it, I mean. And now here's my last pitch of the night. My boldest one yet. I already saw some of the comments, and we have the same wavelength. MJF's going to come back. He's going to attack Hangman Adam Page. A week notice, he says, at World's End, your world ends. I'm taking your championship, because last year, MJF lost the AEW World Championship, the Triple B to Samoa Joe. This year, he takes it back.
We will be back same time, same place tomorrow to talk a little bit of Friday Night SmackDown. Plus, on Sunday, we will be talking Full Gear. Plus, on Monday, the Wrestling Republic podcast, and a lot more content here at Wrestling Republic. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.